The Supreme Court's here. Will the Supreme Court be queer?
Yeah.
That's me
I wish
pretending to be my drag queen persona.
Supreme Court.
Leggy egg.
Oh, why? Just call it...
Oh, yeah.
Your
that's
Supreme
good.
Court.
That's good. That's my drag queen character, Supreme Court.
Now sing a Supreme song.
Baby, baby, where will our votes go?
There you go. You did it.
I did it. Okay, so the big cases are coming up Tuesday, today. The hearing for the Prop 8 case starts in the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Wednesday, all the stuff for DOMA starts, for the Defense of Marriage Act. Just to clue you in.
Did you read about how much time they have to actually discuss?
Like none.
An hour
minutes.
total. But the defense gets 30 minutes and the process... No, how do they do
other
that?
Way. I think it's the people opposed to Prop 8, meaning the good guys in our case, get 20 minutes and the bad guys get 30.
You cannot be a stutterer in that position.
No. And I think, and they also gave 10 minutes to like the representatives for the government or something, that they gave away 10 minutes. The whole thing's a little complicated. The 20-minute people, the good guys. But just so today is the Prop 8 case, which, is, as you all know, is the California gay marriage. That could go one of many ways.
Just real quick, Prop 8
says that gay people cannot get married in California.
So we are against Prop 8.
We are against Prop 8.
It's so confusing.
It's very confusing. The language is weird. So if you were in California in 2008 and you support gay marriage, you would have voted no on Proposition 8.
But it was confusing, and I think that's probably one of the reasons it passed.
Exactly. Well, so a lot of people feel like there is a groundswell of support now. You know, many states more than ever allow gay marriage. I think it's 9.
It's an all-time high.
All-time 61% was the latest
of Americans.
poll of Americans who were cool with it. Which I just have to say, I hope we're not losing our edge. Because, you know, every now and then you want someone to pull over and...
Well, you haven't made it until someone's threatened to kill you.
It's absolutely true. So, all eyes are on the Supreme Court right now. There are some justices who everyone knows will vote against gay marriage. Scalia, Thomas, and Alito. The swing votes possibly will be Kennedy and Roberts, who are typically conservative but might.
But wasn't it said about Roberts in the last couple of days that he likes to err on the right side of history? He
does like to err on the right side of history. His first cousin is gay. And his
once removed or twice removed?
None removed.
Okay.
And this cousin is going to will be there at the Supreme Court.
Oh, just looking at him?
Just looking at him. Just giving him some serious side eye. Well, so with this first of two cases, to decide whether gay couples can be married under the U.S. Constitution, there is one guy on the Supreme Court who's the biggest D-bag of all. And this whole thing was compiled by...
Like diva bag? Is that what you mean by D-bag?
I wish. No. I hate the word douchebag, actually. It's just whatever.
No, let's keep using it. I want to keep using it.
He's a bag full of dicks that can't get hard. That is...
Oh, a bag of soft dicks?
Absolutely.
That's the worst.
That is Justice Scalia. Think Progress put together a
more like Justice Scalia.
Yeah, more like Justice Scalia.
Yes.
And by that, I don't mean poo-poo. I mean like... Scat cat.
Scooby bop that's what he does.
That's it.
Yeah.
Time to decide. Okay. You do better. So I'm just going to run through a few of his cases and all the missteps he's made on gay people before. They're like the absolute homophobia.
You should not ever step on gay people.
Absolutely. Not unless it's a two-step.
Thank you.
Not unless it's a grapevine. Not unless you're shuffling off to Buffalo, honey. Thanks. So
I did not say thanks.
The first comparison he made to gay marriage was in a case called Romer versus Evans. This was in Colorado.
Ooh,
Romer. And in Colorado, there was a constitutional amendment that was mainly motivated by just animosity toward gay people, like limiting their rights, limiting marriage, that kind of thing.
Good God, limiting their cakes.
Exactly. And Scalia was one of the people who didn't see a problem with this law. Most of the Supreme Court did see a problem. And
was it because he had his sunglasses on?
I think so.
Yeah.
He couldn't actually see. Yeah. But he compared gay marriage to, homosexuals to murder, polygamy, and cruelty to animals.
Murder? Wait, also kind of insulting to polygamists, too. Like
exactly.
Not to compare them to gay people, but to lump polygamists in with murderers and bestiality people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he wrote about this case. The court's opinion contains grim, disapproving hints that Coloradans have been guilty of animosity toward homosexuality. as though that has been established as un-American. So he thinks that homosexuality shouldn't be considered un-American, or homophobia shouldn't be considered un-American.
Oh, homophobia should be, I'm proud to be against gay people. I'm for the US of A.
They sing
Guns.
that. Yeah, they sing that before
Rape.
every meeting. Yep.
Crime.
Yep.
Banking scandals.
So he went on to
Corn.
say, I had thought that one could consider certain conduct reprehensible, murder, for example, or polygamy, or cruelty to animals, and could even exhibit even animosity towards such conduct. So, you know.
Polygamy's cool, man. I'll say it. Gays and polygamists, right on in my book.
Well,
my book about people.
Fine.
You know that book about people that I have? It's like
I do.
Polygamous, gay people,
But
people
you
with
still,
short hair.
Yes, but you still shouldn't lump them together because it's a different issue. It's one-on-one love versus two-on, you know.
Yeah,
three,
but
four,
both
five.
are fine with me.
Both are fine with me too, but I think a lot of people would be upset by that.
I always say, if you're a consenting adult, put your holes in your dicks and your dicks in your holes, wherever you want.
God, I love that. Where do you still have that cross-stitched on that frame above your bed?
I do.
On pillows and
I
yeah.
sell them. You can go to my Etsy store and get them.
Okay. Okay. Next up, in this same case, Scalia, this is from Think Progress, suggested that a law which essentially put LGBT people in as a second-class status is no different than any other law disfavoring certain conduct. And in this...
Like conduct. It's
Yeah.
not about conduct.
He said that it's no different than disfavoring, quote, drug addicts or smokers or gun owners or motorcyclists.
How are who's out to get motorcyclists?
He said because it's like dangerous conduct. Like riding a motorcycle is dangerous,
Yeah,
smoking
but
is
we
dangerous,
still let
owning
people
a gun is
do
dangerous.
it.
Exactly, but he was saying that like, hey, you know, you gotta, it's still...
Also, just because you
It's
ride a
still not
motorcycle
safe
doesn't mean
conduct.
you get less rights than someone who doesn't ride a motorcycle. You
Yep.
just have to, all you have to do is take a fucking test and get a different kind of license. That's it. You don't have, that's insane. I can't believe that like, that logic works on any level.
So then in the Lawrence versus Texas case, which was about, outlawing this crazy sodomy law that Texas had about, you know, can't fuck up the butt.
Ooh, girl, I would have had a problem there because, girl, I love it in the butt. I love dicks in the butt. I love candles in the butt. I love carrots in the butt. Love
Yeah.
everything in the butt.
Sure.
That's
just
my new
salad
restaurant.
in the butt. Salad. Your restaurant should be called Salad in the Butt.
Salad in the butt. Who wants to eat a salad out of my butt? It's
For
not called.
vegetarian butt lovers. That's what it should be.
So all my restaurants have subtitles.
So he said that he dissented in Lawrence versus Texas, rejecting the idea that a ban on sodomy violates the liberties protected by the Constitution. He said such a ban, quote, undoubtedly imposes constraints on liberty, but so do laws prohibiting prostitution or recreational use of heroin.
Oh, heroin and gays doing
Yeah.
it the same since ever.
Yep. So in this same opinion, later on in this Lawrence v. Texas opinion, Scalia argued that gay sex can be criminalized because some people find it immoral. He said, the Texas statute undeniably seeks to further the belief of its citizens that certain forms of sexual behavior are immoral and unacceptable.
Great. Guess what? I'm going to take a brief to the Supreme Court and I'm going to say no more missionary. It's old school. I hate it. No one can have any more missionary sex. It's doggy style and sideways, wheelbarrows and reverse cowgirls from here on out. No more
What
missionary.
is a wheelbarrow?
Wheelbarrow?
Oh, is that when you grab someone's feet and get behind them and go toot toot?
You
or
grab
whatever?
someone's feet and they're on their hands and you just ram their bodies
Just
into your
fucking
dick.
God, I love. There's nothing like just ramming something hard and then saying, "Guess what you are? You're a fucking piece of lawn equipment that no one fucking uses anymore."
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
You're
me
less
personally,
than nothing. You're
no.
you're 80s.
I
You're
love
70s.
I love all sexual positions that are named after gardening things.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, he said,
I love a hoe. I love a rake. I love to be raked.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be seeded. I love to be fertilized. These all sound like things that, see, it's just the same thing.
let me just get through this full quote. He said, this Texas statute undeniably seeks to further the belief of its citizens that certain forms of sexual behavior are immoral and unacceptable. The same interest furthered by criminal laws against fornication, bigamy, adultery, adult incest, bestiality, and obscenity. So, you know,
So
bestiality.
cursing.
Yeah. Next
Cursing?
up, this is the craziest.
Wait, is cursing considered obscenity?
I guess so.
Or is it just porn?
Cursing. That's going to be my daughter's new middle name.
Cursing?
Cursing. Hi, I'm Kirsty Cursing Safi.
Oh, it flows right off the tongue.
It really does. This last one's the craziest. He, in a discussion about whether the anti-gay Colorado amendment, in the first case I brought up, what it does and does not prohibit, he suggested that what the relationship that two men and two women have isn't anything more than the relationship that two roommates have. Here's his quote. Yeah. The amendment prohibits special treatment of homosexuals and nothing more. It would not affect, for example, a requirement of state law that pensions be paid to all retiring state employees with a certain length of service. Homosexual employees, as well as others, would be entitled to that benefit. But it would prevent the state or any municipality from making death benefit payments to the life partner of a homosexual when it does not make such payments to the longtime roommate of a non-homosexual employee. So he basically says, like, hey, you're getting all the benefits just because someone dies and you have to pay taxes and all this stuff because you weren't married. The fact is, you're probably just roommates. Having a gay partner is the same as having a fucking friend who is late on their rent every month. It's the same thing.
Most roommates do fuck. I mean, me personally, I had this roommate in college who was from Beaumont, and she over-tanned, and she tanned so much that her nose actually was constantly, like, there was a layer of skin missing.
What?
And she said Cheetos like Cheetos, and I wanted to fuck her so bad.
Oh, sure.
Just like all lesbians.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like a lesbian. I wanted to fuck her like a lesbian.
Nothing is more enticing and sexier than living with someone you're not in a relationship with.
Yes. Oh, I had this roommate in Chicago. Her name was Jessica, and she used to get blackout drunk and fall asleep on the toilet, and I wanted to fuck her all the time, and I wanted to give her my death benefits from my pensions. I wanted to do all those things with her just like a lesbian.
Yep. It's just like a lesbian to want federal benefits.
Well, he's going to absolutely be in favor of Prop 8.
Oh, of course.
I can't wait to hear his fucking... Scalia is like, you know when you're like, okay, here's what it is. When my mom says something very hurtful and then I go, that hurt my feelings. She goes, it's just a joke. And then she goes into a long explanation of why it's a joke and all this stuff. That's what Scalia is doing. He's like, I'm going to defend this position. Clearly that is wrong because I am too proud to admit that it's a bad thing. So I'm going to ramble on this illogical train that's headed nowhere.
That's what my mom always says. She always tells me that she's like, you can't take a joke. And I'm like, I take a joke for a living. I am a joke. Like, are you kidding?
Jokes are funny, by the way.
Yeah. But she slipped in one funny thing that, we were like driving in the car and this was apropos of nothing. We were talking about, we had gone to like the Getty Museum or something. We were talking about something there. And then she goes, oh God, I know. Just the way he used the color in that painting. I really hate your curtains. Just like dropped right into it. And I was like, what? Because I really hate your curtains. And I was like, yeah, I don't really like them. I was like, I can get defensive about this, but the truth is, I don't really like them either. So I was like, yeah, I don't like them either. She's like, okay.
Okay, so what
are we doing?
What is her solution? She could go buy you new curtains.
Well, you know, but then it's like, whatever.
But then what will she have to talk about?
Yes. So by the way, this is a great way to kind of finish this up. At the end of that Lawrence v. Texas argument that he wrote up, which was the one that we just went over saying, like, it's just like having a roommate.
Yeah.
He wrote, let me be clear that I have nothing against homosexuals.
Bullshit.
I know.
Lying to yourself. How do you go to sleep at night?
How can you be a bigot and then at the end of the day justify everything by saying, I'm not a bigot?
Just kidding. It's really like just saying,
no offense.
Yes. No offense.
No offense, but I really hate your personality. But like, no offense.
But
Am I good?
Also, I'm doing everything in my huge bucket of power.
Yeah.
Every bit of power I have as an elected official on the highest court in the land to do everything I can to make sure that you don't have equal rights. But I don't have anything against you guys.
No, you guys are cool, man. I fucking love the blonde tips. Shout out to Arkansas.